With this WVLI News Update, I'm Rob West, back with a look at today's news right after this.
Stay connected to your community, even on the go. The WVLI Podcast Network brings you 3 great local shows. The WVLI News Update keeps you informed. Kankakee Valley Community Happenings gets you ready for the weekend. And This One Time in Kankakee shares the incredible stories of our area. Find the WVLI Podcast Network wherever you get your podcasts or at WVLI927.com. The voices you trust beyond the dial.
A hearing held in Kankakee County Circuit Court Tuesday morning in the case filed by the Village of Manteno against 4 village trustees. At the heart of the suit, actions taken by the 4 to block Mayor Annette Lamore's attempt to name a new village attorney. During a village board meeting in June, Lamore named Vicelli Law to replace longtime village attorney Joseph Kankar. Tuesday's hearing was on a temporary restraining order against trustees C.J. Boudreau, Annette Zimbelman, Todd Crockett, and Joel Geske, attempting to overturn the action taken by the trustees in a meeting on June 25th, where the 4 trustees voted to overturn the mayor's replacement of Kankar for village attorney. Judge Lindsay Parkhurst dismissed the lawsuit, saying a complaint had not been filed. Vicelli Law's James Vicelli represented the village.
The judge made a procedural ruling. We always abide by the court. It's an appealable order. We'll look at it. But we have a complaint on file, and we look forward to prosecuting that complaint.
Vicelli said that he expects the suit to be refiled either in an appellate court or, once again, in Kankakee County Circuit Court. None of the defendants in the case appeared in court yesterday morning. Truck driver faces charges after a large drug seizure during a traffic stop last week in Livingston County. Authorities say troopers pulled over a truck last Friday on I-55. Troopers seized 165 pounds of cocaine and thousands of dollars. The drugs had a street value of $1.5 million. Officials say that it was one of the largest drug seizures on I-55 in Livingston County history. And more than $1.25 billion up for grabs in lottery drawings over the next few days. Tonight's Powerball drawing has an estimated jackpot of $567 million, while Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot sits at $743 million. The odds of winning the jackpot sit at about 1 in 290 million. Kankakee City Police reporting shots fired in the city on the east side Monday night. According to reports, officers called to the area, the 1200 block of East Hickory, just before midnight Monday night. Callers said they heard shots ring out, saw a black sedan leave the area shortly thereafter. Other nearby residents say they saw the car leave the area as well. City police say they found multiple shell casings in the roadway. No injuries or property damage reported. At Monday night's Kankakee City Council meeting, aldermen approved the 2026-27 fiscal budget. Mayor Chris Curtis said the city will see a slight increase in revenue.
That is a little over $39,302,000. That is a 1.31% increase over the previous year in revenue. We did have to deal with a loss of revenue line item there of about $1.1 million in ambulance fees due to the way the state now charges for billing and with our correction of the pensions. So that was a large deficit to make up, but we're happy with that number. And our expenses remained modest also, $39,302,000, a little bit more than that, which is a 1.57% increase over the prior year, with a surplus of $527.
City Council also approved a new budget for environmental utility services at Monday night's meeting. State of Illinois will be launching a new law next year that aims to improve communication between law enforcement and drivers with autism. Secretary of State Alexi Janulius announced the launch of the Blue Envelope program next year.
A voluntary initiative that will make traffic stops safer, calmer, and more predictable for drivers with autism spectrum disorder and for the law enforcement officers who serve our communities.
The program allows drivers to keep their driver's license, vehicle registration, and proof of insurance inside a distinctive blue envelope to be presented to law enforcement during a traffic stop. The envelope, a visual cue the driver may benefit from additional patience or different communication techniques. Wilmington Fire Protection District had what they called a high-angle rescue call on Tuesday afternoon. Facebook post says firefighters called to the area of Lorenzo Road and I-55 for a man who'd become stranded while working on the Petro truck stop sign. When they got there, firefighters say they found the contractor stuck some 130 feet above the ground inside the enclosed sign when the boom lift used to get him there malfunctioned. Help was called in from surrounding communities, but fire equipment unable to reach the victim. When a replacement lift boom was found at a business in Joliet, firefighters able to get the worker down without incident. Reports say nobody was injured during the rescue. The contractor spent about 3 hours trapped atop the sign. Nobody injured, no damage reported when Bourbonnais Fire called to smoke in a building on East Bluff on Monday afternoon. Bourbonnais Fire Protection District Chief Jim Keener says firefighters called to the home just before 12:30 Monday afternoon found the blower motor in the home's HVAC unit causing smoke to fill the home. 5 people were injured in a crash in Wilmington early Tuesday morning. Illinois State Police say it was just after 3:30 yesterday morning. Troopers called to the 3-vehicle crash involving a semi. They say 5 people taken to the hospital for treatment of injuries. No word on their condition caused the crash, under investigation. Kankakee County Sheriff's Police investigating theft from a solar farm construction site in rural Manteno earlier this week. With our Crime Stoppers tip of the week, here's Sheriff's Department Chief Deputy Trent Bukowski.
Deputies responded to the site on 9000 North Road near 6500 East Road, where they discovered that thieves had stolen copper wire, 2 generators, and several Milwaukee power tools. The investigation remains ongoing, and anyone with any information about the theft is encouraged to contact Crime Stoppers anonymously by calling 815-93-CRIME.
Tips to Crime Stoppers are anonymous, could result in a cash reward. In sports, Cubs won Tuesday. Sox and Cards both lost. Cubs beat the Tigers 11-2. The Sox lost 10-0 to the Rangers. The Cards dropped a 5-1 decision to the Angels. Same teams in action today. Bears rookies report to training camp on Saturday. The Sky at the Liberty tonight. Chicago Fire FC back in action tonight following the World Cup break. The Fire will be at Inter Miami. That is a look at news and sports here on this Wednesday. Have a good rest of your day. Be safe, everybody. I'm Rob West.
This one time in Kankakee, my stalker bought me a PS4 that I gladly accepted.
On the latest episode of This One Time in Kankakee, Will Rasmussen unpacks a wild, completely true story of awkward workplace encounters, industrial freezers, and a massive tracking mystery.
She would just give them my license plate and they'd run it for her.
Listen to This One Time in Kankakee now wherever you get your podcasts.